Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, we're just going to wait for some peeps to come in. Feel it coming in the air. Feel the heat from everywhere. All right, we're just gonna wait for some peeps to come in. Live team list, get that up in the Discord, and I'll put in the comments below the starting time of this video. SC for life. Thanks, mate. Let's go. Thanks for what? Thanks for what, man? I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. How you doing, mate? Let's go. TLT, my favorite time of the week. Philip Sami and Fayamani to Mars. Why are you getting rid of Sami? Is he injured? Your stream and channel. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. I love live TLT. Am I the only content creator? Because obviously other people have a lot of stuff to do, but am I the only content creator that does live TLT? I feel like or maybe there's one more. I'm not sure. How long have you played? This is my third season, Daniel. Third season. So my first season rank was about 21k. Then my second season rank was 550 something. And then this is my third season. Need some manouche. Yep. You're the only one live I could find. Oh, sounds a bit desperate if you ask me. I'm the only available go-to, but I'll take it. Hello, Joyce. How did you start content? I ran into an old, so I decided, actually it's a good question. So I decided to try Supercoach out and get into like NRL Supercoach, which was 3 seasons ago. And then, cause I had a really, really busy job like 4 to 5 years ago. I was traveling a lot, so I couldn't do fantasy. And then I decided to get into it and I started looking at like people on YouTube and I randomly found Brandon Savage from the Supercoach experience. And I was like, wait, Brandon Savage. And I used to speak to Brandon years ago about my music, right? Because I do music. And I was like, bro, Brandon, I just randomly came across your Supercoach content. And he's like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah. Anyway, I did like a season of Supercoach and I was listening to a lot of Brandon. And I said to Brandon, I kind of feel like I want to get into content. And he's like, just do it, bro. And I was like, you know what, I am. So towards the end of last season, I just randomly started doing content and I got like 100-ish subscribers or something. Then as I started this year, it like blew up by like 1,000 subscribers. And then, yeah, it just all clicked. It all clicked. So yeah, that's how I basically started. All right, let me do my quick intro, go through like my team, my week, and then we'll get into team lists. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Rage Traders NRL Supercoach podcast. Wolfie here, and we've got live TLT in about a minute's time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're live in YouTube, what is up? If you're listening on Apple and Spotify podcast, 5-star review is always appreciated. It gets my name out there and it just helps the content get along to new people. And we're just going to go over my team quickly. Now, if you do want to join the Discord that we have about 54 members in currently, it's in the description below on the YouTube description. Come join. It's completely free and chat NRL Supercoach and NRL with us all. Now, getting towards my team, as a lot of you already know, I had a shocker of a week. Really unfortunate situation where I just went with my gut. It backfired. Scotty Drinkwater, captain. We don't need to go on about it too much. Hey, I won draft. That's great. But I only went down 3,193 spots. I thought I was going to go down 5 to 10K spots. So I'm still sitting at 7,755 season rank. So not too shabby. We need to obviously get some trades working for us at the moment. We're going to go through a major and mini buy discussion as well on top of that after the team list. But yeah, kind of happy with where I'm at. I've got, I'm also doing, just so you guys are aware, myself and Brandon Savage from the Supercoach Experience are either tomorrow or the following day, which will be Wednesday, doing players you can target that have really good Origin buy coverage. So look out for that. That's going to come to you soon. That's going to be really helpful because I've been studying a lot up on it. And as you know, I'm a bit of a buy whore where I like studying up on and getting my team prepped up really early for the buy. So we're getting into that period now. So look out for that. That's coming out. All right, let's get into it. Let's get rid of Riverside. We don't need that. Team list should be out. Yes, they are. I see a picture of a Mitch Barnett and I see a picture of Latrell Mitchell. So for those of you like myself, I did say you should hold Latrell Mitchell. Boy, oh boy, that could be a big score people miss out on, or it could possibly be an injury niggle that you maybe want to avoid, but maybe something like NRL Physio, we can read into that too, on that. All right, so it is Magic Round also. Anyone in the chat going to Magic Round, let me know. I was umming and ahhing about going. I know a lot of people that are going, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let's get into the first game of Magic Round. This is going to be an epic week. Sharks versus Bulldogs. Don't know how to read this one. Both teams are pretty average, but Sharks in a bit better form. 6 p.m. Friday. The double boost for the Sharks with winger Ronaldo Mulitalo and center Jesse Ramian returning for Magic Round. Mulitalo hasn't played since suffering an ACL injury, playing for New Zealand in the Pacific Championships last October. Sure. Ramian has missed 4 games with a knee injury. He's back. Siasofa Talakai shifts from center to the interchange. So people that have had him in his team, I know he was a highly traded in player based off the game he had where he scored, I think, 2 tries, got a big score. Everyone was trading him in. Well, that kind of backfires on you now. I think he's just a trade out right now, to be honest with you. He goes to the interchange, and Moeni Harodi has been named to the 19. Jaden Beryl comes in at hooker for Blake Brayley, whose run of 139 consecutive games comes to an end due to concussion. Now, does anyone in the chat know? I heard that they were going to challenge this. Now, does that happen tonight? I assume that happens tonight, or is something changed in that? Oh, Cam McGuinness is also injured with an ankle injury, so he's replaced at lock by Jesse Colquhoun. Very interesting. Let me know in the chat about that one. That's something that I heard about, that they were challenging for Blake Brayley. Now, if Blake Brayley isn't playing, he could be possibly an out for me this week. I think what I will do is now I might consider going Pascoe from the Titans, getting him in over Brandon Smith, getting Brandon Smith out, or possibly going Blake Brayley to just Pasco straight and making up a bunch of cash, to be honest with you. 3 big inclusions for Cameron Ciraldo as Canterbury look to end a 4-game losing streak. Matt Burton is back at 5'8". Max King returns in the front row, and Kurt Mann comes onto the interchange. King's return will see Sam Hughes shift to the bench, while Sean O'Sullivan and Josh Curran drop back to the reserves. Okay, the outside backs remain unchanged, with Jacob Carraz at least a week away from his recovery from a knee injury. Now, one thing I want to flag here, because he was going to be in my trades, is Thompson, Leo Thompson. Now, does King impact that, or am I crazy? So maybe I hold off one more week on Leo Thompson. I'm a bit wary of that now, but Leo Thompson was someone who I was thinking about targeting during this period of the major and mini buys. They are not challenging now. Okay, so Blake Brayley's out. The big thing for me is Blake Brayley has a bit of a high chance to get on to the... I think Robson's been in better form. He's going to get chosen, but Blake Brayley could get onto the interchange for the Origin team. So I just wanted to see, I'm really torn now whether I just get rid of Brayley and Latrell next week and make a ton of cash. So that's going to be really interesting to see. Carraz coming back next week could also be a bit of a watch if you wanted to go there early. But this could be a very interesting game. Satili Tupouniua, he's been someone people have been talking about. You can look into him a bit if you like. Matty Burden. Also, something I want to flag with you. If you were looking at going either Lockie Galvin or Matt Burden, there has been some chats that Bulldogs possibly may, now this could be complete fake news, but may chase Luke Metcalf, as Luke Metcalf's management has requested to seek and speak to other clubs due to Tanner Boyd just playing at an exceptional level. So if that is you, I would definitely hold back a bit or just be wary of that. So just could be fake news, but that's what I read today. Rabbitohs versus Dolphins, 8:05 p.m. Friday. Guess who's in? Latrell Mitchell. So for those of you that did not sell him, tick, tick, boom, he is back in. Congratulations. This could be very good for him. This is going to be very interesting because the right side now, this side that Jack Bostock, Jermaine Asako people have flocked to, Latrell is there now guarding that side and defending it. So that is going to be very, very interesting to see how they do against Latrell. Dragons should be throwing money at Metcalf. That is a great, great shout, Danny. I agree. So yeah, that's going to be the interesting thing. Latrell Mitchell returns back from a back injury. So Latrell Sigwalt moves to the interchange. Now, Latrell Sigwalt was actually one of the top 5 trades this week. So I think that will be reversed. The loss of Alex Johnson to injury sees Bailey Bentley Hape come into the wing for his NRL game of the season. There's no time frame on Johnson's injury. Jaden Sullivan is in the new face on the 6-man interchange. And also, from before, the 18 and 19, the 19 and 20 for the Bulldogs was Jethro Rinakama, Lipoi Hopoi in the 20, and then Moane Harode and Hohepa Peru in the 18-19 for the Sharks. Christian Wolf sticks with the same starting side that rolled the Bulldogs. Oren Keeley added to the bench and Kurt Donahue listed among the reserves as he looks to return from a hamstring injury. Also to note that Dufty is still on the interchange in the 14. If you're an owner of him, there could be value in holding Dufty here because once Latrell does go to play Origin, maybe you've got a bit of a great play here. So that's something to look out for. On top of that, Jaden Sullivan, 18-19. Latrell Sigwalt, 18-19. Oren Keeley, Bradley Schneider, 18-19. Finafuiaki, likely Origin pick. Also, Max Plath being said that he could be a likely Origin pick. A lot of people looking at Herbie Selwyn, Jack Bostock, Jermaine Asako. Maybe this is a week to maybe just hold back and vet that. That's just me, though. Trey Fuller in the reserves as well for the Dolphins, but nothing crazy here to talk about. Also, a bit of a play could be going like Cody Nikorima in your 5/8 position as a bit of a pod. That's something I was sort of teeing up. But yeah, and also we need to wait until the last 90 minutes of this game. Latrell could literally be an out, and you might want to move him. If Latrell is an out this game in the last like 90 minutes, then I think there is more chance that then people will go, okay, I'm just going to go Bostock or Jermaine Osako straight away then. West Tigers versus Sea Eagles, Saturday 3 p.m. We all know all these games are at Suncorp Stadium, being Magic Round. Blues Origin hopeful Terrell May returns at prop after missing round 10 for personal reasons, while Latu Fino has been promoted to start at hooker with Tristan Hope going to the bench. Ethan Roberts has been added to 6-man bench. The return of halfback Jamal Fogarty after 2 games out with a groin injury pushes young gun Joey Walsh to the 6-man interchange, who's been playing phenomenally. Clayton Fa'alo'o has been named at fullback and Kula at center. So for those of you that own Kula, I think I prefer him at center. It's quite obvious that he just didn't kind of click in the fullback position, I think, in my opinion. Center, I think he looks much better, and we'll see how that goes for this week against West Tigers, who are a bit depleted, but I still think Tigers could get up this game. Jake Simkin comes into the hooker for the suspended Brandon Wakeham. The interchange bench includes Kobe Hetherington, his return from concussion, and Zach Docker-Clay as a backup hooker. 18-19, Blake Wilson and Joey Walsh, and then Ethan Roberts and Jarrell Skelton in the 18-19 for the Tigers. Nothing crazy to note here. KPP owners, I'd still be holding him. Alex Twal, I was hoping Terrell May was out for this game because Alex Twal would be likely putting up bigger numbers. That's not the case, but still, Twal is still a beast. Taylor May owners from a massive last week. Could be a nice little play here, but they do have the round 12 bye. Eagles don't have a bye in round 12, so someone who you could target from here is possibly Garrick, who could be a little bit of a bench. Why is Ford bench? Don't know, man. No spoilers. Roosters, Cowboys, 5:30 p.m. Oh, we hope we have a bit of... Hopefully this is just a points fest and my Cowboys don't get dominated. James Tedesco's on fire. Scotty Drinkwater, an average week last week. This will be the battle of the fullbacks. Lindsay Collins returns from a concussion, so Spencer Lenya reverts to the bench, while the versatile Connor Watson starts at lock in place of Victor Radley. No other changes for the Roosters. 18-19 are for Talaga, Palga, and Reese Foley. For those of you who went Nat Butcher, he's also on the interchange. Sua Wong playing phenomenally. Angus Crichton, I think he shouldn't even be in the Origin team, in my opinion. He hasn't been playing at a high level this season. That's just me. Nothing else to talk about here. Reece Robson, who I've had for about 5 weeks now, he's been in phenomenal form. I think he is still going to get the hooker position, so I'm a bit concerned about that, but we'll have to wait and see until the end of the week. Now, obviously, we have, would have been good to have Duffy in our team now since Dearden is gone. So a lot of Liam Sutton comes in at the 6. Jake Clifford moves to the 7. A lot of work now is going to rely on Jake Clifford and Scott Drinkwater. This could work out very well for Scotty Drinkwater owners, or it could work out really bad. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know the exact stats of Drinkwater and how he performs without Dearden, but this could be very interesting. Helam Lukey also on Origin possibility. So we need to look into that. Reed Marnie, let's look at the interchange. So I don't know who Xavier Keresk is. I don't know if there's anyone here. Maybe they've got Reed Marnie down for 80. I need to look into also how along the Sonny Luke injury is, because with the loss of Sonny Luke knee sees Xavier Keresk join the bench. So Xavier Keresk could be the Reed Money sort of bench 20 minutes, come off Reed Money, you finish your game at 60, or Reed Money could play for 80. I need to look into that a bit more. Matt Lodge comes into the starting side in place of Jason Tamalolo as well. So we are a bit undermanned in this one, and we have a debut in 5/8. So this could be really rough, and I don't know how I feel about Drinkwater anymore. Purdue not moved, which is good news. Actually, that is a great call because that was something I was actually worried about. So yeah, that's good to see him still in the centers. Eels versus the Storm. For sure, Robson is our starting 9. Garrick loses goal kicking. I know, but Garrick also has just been playing a bit better. But yeah, I still would like Cooler on the left center. Eels versus Storm. On the back of a gutsy comeback against the win over the Cowboys, let's not talk about it. Jason Riles has named the same 19-man squad. Hooker Riley Smith remains sidelined with a sternum injury, so Talon De Silva owners are still very happy. Jonah Pezzett's still not in the team. So just because Ronald Volkman's been playing really, really well. So nothing crazy here. Eels have a really tough draw coming up. I've looked into it. It's really, really tough. I would not be looking at anything here. So they have Melbourne Storm into the round 12 bye, into Newcastle away, Bulldogs away, Canberra at home, into the bye, into Souths at home, into Manly at home, into Sydney away, into bye. I wouldn't even be going anywhere near the Eels team, in my opinion. Nothing else crazy here. Pryke's still on the interchange for those who own him like myself. And yeah, Jack Williams still been doing okay, but I'm not going anywhere near the Eels. The Storm. Livewire fullback Suafar Logo has been named in the starting side after being cleared of a facial fracture. Great news for owners there. Following a collision in last week's win over the Tigers. Moses Leo comes into the wing in place of Hugo Peel in the only interchange. Wow. So Moses Leo now back in the team and on the wing instead of center. Okay, that could be a bit of a watch. Preston Connor's the new face of the six-man bench as he looks to play his first NRL match since making his debut in round one. The 18 and 19 for Eels, Appa Twiddle and Tenkum Brown, and then Stanley Huen and Preston Con in the 18-19. That's pretty crazy. Hugo Peel gone. So people that have owned Hugo Peel, that is unfortunate news, and it doesn't say that it is an injury. It just says that he's gone. He is gone. Titans versus Knights. I'm going to say this. I know I said it last week about another team and it backfired on me, but I think the Titans can actually put up a fight this game. Very curious to see how this match goes. I think this is a bit of an underrated match. I think something could really be cool here. But we'll see how we go, because the Titans played their best footy of the season by far last week in the first half. Josh Hannay has named the same starting side that went down to the Roosters, with Zane Harrison again wearing the number 7. For those that have Jaden Campbell, this is very interesting because Zane Harrison last week did a lot of the dominant kicking. Jaden Campbell sort of looked a bit out of place, in my opinion, and less Supercoach relevant. But he did enable Furmore a bit more, so that's something we want to keep looking at. Just the one change on the bench with Luke Summerton replacing Sam Verrills, who's basically said, adios, see you later. No changes to the starting side for Justin Holbrook's Knights, and after the big win over the Dragons, Cody Hopwood has moved into the 17, and Harrison Graham is again part of the extended bench. The 18 and 19, Jalen DeGroot and Luke Summerton for the... I think I'm just going to get Oscar Pascoe in. Is it Oliver Pascoe? Why did I say Oscar? I'm thinking of Oscar Piastri from the freaking F1. Yeah, I'm really thinking I want to go early on Oliver Pascoe, and I possibly might do it from Brayley, but geez, I'd hate myself if Brayley didn't get picked. So maybe the safer play is Brandon Smith to Oliver Pascoe. Fletcher Hunt in the 19 and Harrison Graham in the 18. Sanders Smith, Tyson Brazell, Pasami Solo, Cody Hopwood. Nothing crazy. Apologies if that was a bit of a bump. Nothing crazy here. Hopefully Cooper Bye gets some more minutes here for owners like myself starting in lock. We'll have to wait and see, but I swear he deserves more minutes. We'll have to wait and see on that one, and just to see how the cohesion and dominance from Zane Harrison goes compared with Jaden Campbell, because he was a very dominant kicker as well last week. Boosting for Moses Leo this week. Yep, good luck to you. Warriors Broncos. Here we go. This will be a great game. Tanner Boyd and Chanel Harris-Tavita will again combine in the halves. Now, I'm going to say this. I just think Metcalf's out of the team. I really do. I just think they're like, Metcalf, we're sorry, but we're just clicking so much. What happened, and I said this before, Metcalf came back into the team and they lost. They literally lost. And I said, I don't know why they forced Metcalf in so harshly. And then they switched back to Tanner Boyd and Chanel Harris-Tavita, and they started winning again. So for me, I think Metcalf could be on the outer. Andrew Webster welcomes back a host of troops. Last week's bye provided the Warriors a chance to rest up, and they will be fresh heading into Sunday's showdown with the Broncos. Mitch Barnett returns at prop. Ali Leia-Tower will slot into the centers. Wade Egan starts at hooker, and Tanner Stowers-Smith hamstring has been listed on the six-man bench. Charles Nickel-Cookstad neck and Murata Niokora concussion have not been named, while playmaker Luke Metcalf is also not listed in the squad. Leia-Tower replaces Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who's injured with a shoulder injury, with Barnett's return prompting a shift to interchange. With Barnett's return prompting a shift to the interchange for Jackson Ford. Huh? What? Don't do this to me. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb. There's two things that... Oh, super coach. Why do you do this to me, man? Okay, there's two things I can think that's going to happen here. Okay? Two things. One, this is fake news, and before the game, Jackson Ford and Mitch Barnett will switch, and Jackson Ford starts, and then we'll see Mitch Barnett come on whenever, and it's a bit of a sneaky play. Two is they've got an inside information that Jackson Ford is playing in the Origin, and they're going to give him a bit of minutes off. Now, I pray it's number one, but if it's number two, very interesting. I still think he'll get about 60 minutes this game, but I don't think he's a sell, because if he's not chosen in Origin, then I think you're just losing a player that is still a class player. I'll see him for 1 week and I'll have the reserve on him or whatever. But hopefully he just plays and starts. Also, Xavier Willison in at the 10. That's prop, right, gentlemen? That's they've moved him. Star halfback Adam Reynolds comes straight back into the side in the return from a concussion that kept him out of last week's loss to Manly. Ben Hunt goes to the interchange. Philip Coates, younger brother of Stormflyer Xavier, has been named to make his NRL debut on the wing in place of Antonio Verhoeven. The loss of Jack Goz with a head knock has prompted a minor reshuffle with Xavier Willison shifting from back row to prop. Interesting. This to me puts massive value on possibly getting Xavier Willison in this week. Jaden Hunt comes into the side in jumper number 11, and Josh Rogers is a new face of six-man bench. Interesting. Tamare Martin in the 20, Tanner Stowell-Smith in the 18 or the 19, however you want to call it. Hayes Perham and Josh Rogers 18, 19. And then I'm just looking over this and I'm just like, what could be the play? Now, I will tell you, in the back of my mind, there was a little pod that I wanted to look at, which was Aluafana Khan Pereira. Warriors have a really good bye schedule. They seem to be going left quite a bit. And I don't see a lot of people speaking about him. They've got Broncos, who are a bit decapitated at the moment. St. George away, Penrith away. They have the bye in 14. They play round 15 against the Sharks. They play round 16 against North Queensland. Dolphins away in 18. Then they have the bye in 17. Sorry, and then they have the bye in round 18. So that's Can I show my team? I'll show you my team after we do this team list. So yeah. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Xavier Willison's stocks now go up. The only problem is that they do not play round 12 for memory, the Broncos. Let me look. I'm pretty sure they don't. Yeah, they got it. So now Xavier Willison, I also don't mind the thought of going Coates for round 13, 14, 15. So they play round 13 against St. George. They then play round 14 against Gold Coast. Then they have Souths away in round 15. They have the 16 bye, but they also play round 18 as well. So Xavier Willison stocks. I think I might try and get Xavier Willison in round 13. I think that is going to be my play. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I just don't want to get him now. If you've got him in now, so be it. You're going to miss him. He's not going to be available for round 12. But I think round 13 could be a great play for Xavier Willison, depending if we see that like Pat Carrigan and stuff like that are coming back and going to eat into his minutes a bit. But yeah, AKP round 12, biggest trade in. Woo, big call. Is that it? No, Panthers Dragons, last game of the round. Oh my gosh, I'm sure Dragons are looking forward to this one. Just the one change for the competition leaders with Jack Collier slotting straight back into the number 14 jersey. This could take some minutes off Yo if they're dominating. Now, there's one thing I want to talk about here, and I don't know if anyone else is going to talk about this. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but if let's just say the score at the 60th minute is 36-4. If I'm Ivan Cleary, am I not just ripping out Yo, Cleary, Brian To'o and just say have a rest, lads, for 15 or 20 minutes? Like, am I crazy for thinking that? I'm almost tempted to just go Tedesco for the captain because I'm quite scared that Cleary isn't going to get a full 80 minutes just based on them likely dominating the Dragons and then being like, well, it's Origin next week. Let's just rest him. So that's something that's going into the back of my mind. We'll get into captains and vice captains shortly. But yeah, that's something I'm thinking about. Oh, and guess who's back? The king of missing tackles, Kyle Flanagan, gets a recall in the number 7 jersey with youngster Cade Reed suffering a hand injury, which I saw today. They said up to 3 months. I don't know if that's correct, but geez, that's a long time if it's true. Moses Sully's return from a back injury sees Tyrell Sloan slide to the bench, while Christian Tupelotu comes in on the wing for Matt Fagey back. 5'8" Dan Atkinson hand and edge back rower Luciano Leilua suspension are also back for the Red V as they bid to snap a 9-game losing streak. I doubt that's going to happen this week. Good luck, gentlemen. But yeah, that's them there. Tyrell Sloan, Lycan King Togi in the 18-19, Billy Phillips and Billy Scott in the 18-19. And yeah, I think Isaiah Yo's going to get a rest this game. Also, someone I did want to speak about over this period, Isaiah Papali'i. Now, the problem is they have the round 12 bye. They actually, you know what? I feel like this is going under the radar. I mean, they do have the round 15 bye, but he plays in round 18. But Isaiah Papali'i over this period, New Zealand at home, West Tigers away, bye in round 15. Gold Coast away, North Queensland away, Souths at home, bye in round 19. Am I crazy? Is Latrell a trade out? Well, he's listed to play, so I'd say no. But yeah. Yeah. That's it. That is your round 11. Round 11 team list. The season's flying, lads. The season's flying. Now, for those that weren't listening at the start, I'll just go over my team again, just in terms of stats. We are at rank 7,755. Hoping for a bit of a bounce back week this week with a pretty under par week last week. And going through, I'll go through my trades later on. But thank you for listening. If you're watching on or listening on Apple and Spotify podcasts, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. We're going to end it here, then get into the live chat. So if you ever want to pop into the live chat where we continue on after the podcast ends, swing in every Tuesday, 4 p.m. live and ready to reply. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Wolfie here from the Rage Traders. Speak to you soon. Catch ya. Podcast done. Oh yeah. All right. So we think Robson is going to be a pick. I am really contemplating going Oliver Pascoe. Looking at my round 12, it's okay, but I definitely need him make trades. Someone who I was thinking of potentially going was Ethan Strange next week or Chanel Harris Tavita. So I really want to look at that. Also, if you have any questions right now in the chat, guys, now is the time to ask. Always at the end of the team list, I am happy to answer questions. I don't try and do it too much during the actual reading out of the team list because then it's stop and starty for podcast listeners. I do it here and there. But if you got any questions, fire away right now. We're going over my team. Strange might be a chance for 6-man bench to cover halves. I don't reckon he's got a chance, Wayne. You reckon Strange has a chance of getting in the Origin? I mean, the good thing is they're on the bye this week, so I'm going to find out either way next week. So I'm not going to take the risk. Trading Howard to Furmore. I love the Furmore trade. Someone who I'm very hot on is the Furmore train. Someone who I've been keeping on the down low. I was speaking to Brandon about it today, but I was like, man, Bo Furmore, I don't think a lot of people are talking about him. Especially with Jaden Campbell going to 5'8". Cooler or Tuapiki, I would go Cooler, but that's just me, especially when he goes back to the center. But yeah, Furmore looked good last week. I was happy Manu Leilua wasn't named on the bench, but my nothing. Oh, you're right. So he's actually just completely out. That's actually really good. Yeah, that's a good catch. I didn't even recognize that. Do you reckon Carrigan is going to play Origin? Oh, most definitely. He's always in the Origin for Queensland. So he'll be one of my trades. So let me just talk about what I'm thinking this week. Now, Jackson Ford to the bench, that is really interesting. I wonder what's behind that. But Carrigan, he will be a trade for me. Not this week. So who I'd be looking at trading this week for myself, Manu Leilua, he could definitely be a trade for me this week. Makasini, the thing is, which I didn't expect, Sua is still in the team. Now, I think I just want to run with it because if Sua plays round 12 against Melbourne, who don't have Munster and Harry Grant, I mean, I just want that extra number for round 12. So Sua's not going to be a trade out for me. Latrell Mitchell being in is huge. Setu 2 still named in the team. I know a lot of people are talking about trading out Setu 2. These are numbers that I'm just willing to hold. Like, I still have Makasini here who's not playing. Latrell Mitchell's going to be a trade out next week. Why would I trade out numbers that are going to possibly be huge for me? Now, I'm not saying Setutu is the best player in the world, but I'm saying St. George in round 12 against New Zealand, St. George could still put up 16 to 18 points and Setutu could score 2 tries. Like, Bulldogs against Melbourne, that could be their first win in a while where it's no Harry Grant, no Cameron Munster, possibly no Stefano Utoikamanu. Is there anyone else in there that plays Origin? Does Trent Liero play Origin? So, like, these are things where I think people overgo. Like, yes, they're average players, but they're numbers in a crucial period. And I just think, for me, why would I hold Makasini when he's not even guaranteed to play? And even when he has played, he hasn't looked that good. And on top of that, West Tigers have so many injuries that I just don't trust it. I want Makasini to prove to me he's back to that preseason form. Then I'll look at him again. So for me, that's what I'm looking at. I also do have 375,200 in the bank. So I could go like a Makasini to a Bostock now or a Makasini to a Greg Marju, but I don't want to go Greg Marju just because of the round 12 bye period. Call me stupid if you want, but that's how I look at it. At the moment, Oliver Pascoe's really shooting out to me because I can go Brandon Smith straight to Oliver Pascoe. If Robson gets chosen, it doesn't get chosen, so be it. But I think he will. And even if he doesn't, I think Pascoe's going to be a major cash cow. So I want to get him a week early. And the reason why I'm not going to be trading into the 2RF yet is because Canberra on a bye. And there's lots of 2RFs that we can look at and players from Canberra that we can look at from basically getting in the Origin period. One is a possible Ethan Strange play. 2, Joe Tarpanay. He's always been an FRF people have looked at over the origin period. 3, you got Simi Sasagi, who's an AC joint injury that we don't know when exactly he's going to be back. I don't know if they've said it's going to be a week or 2 weeks. But on top of that, Zach Hosking is back next week, who I'm reserving Manuel Lewis spot for. So, and the reason being on top of that, I don't know if Lukey's actually going to get picked for origin. Like, yes, he's looked okay, but he's also done some pretty dumb stuff. Like last week against Eels, he had a play where he rushed out of the line, completely missed Talon De Silva, and they just scored a free try from it. And I'm just thinking, if Billy Slater's there watching that game, maybe he's a bit turned off by that. Because Finafiliaki, I think, is the better pick over Lukey. So we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, I'm really liking the 2RF position. Thurmore, Hosking, Toby Couchman is still a play. I'm still waiting for Toby Couchman because I want to see his minutes this week and see what type of score he puts up against Penrith, which will be a heavily defensive game for them. But if Lukey does, so we also have to remember on top of that, Carrigan is going to be a trade out for me, okay, which will allow me to promote. What am I trying to say? Which will allow me to maybe get like a Toby Couchman in. The problem is I don't have someone at the moment that's a front row forward that I can go from Carrigan to. So maybe getting someone like a Toby Couchman gives me that duality and gives me that bit of freedom. I also don't mind Leo Thompson. I'll be honest with you. I had in my trades this week, Leo Thompson. The Max King coming in sort of gives me a bit of like a ick, because Thompson isn't too attacking. He's got great base stats. He'll get you that 55, 65, but that's about it. So I'm really interested into that. So yeah, that's where my mind is thinking at the moment. Also, Ewan Aitken could be a bit of a play if you like the South Sydney Rabbitohs and what they're doing. He got 66 minutes last week, someone who I looked at. Ford will still get 65 minutes and 80 points. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, I've just got so much room to do things. Again, I've still got room for Peasant to come in. I'm going to have a lot of money next week, having 375,000 in the bank. Carrigan's money, who has a 67 break even. He shouldn't lose too much money. Then I'll sell Latrell next week. That's going to be absolutely huge. And now, because of this, Latrell becomes a massive possible. Oh, gosh. I think I'm actually going to do vice captain Latrell Mitchell, captain Tedesco. Am I crazy for doing that? And fading Cleary and hoping and praying he gets a rest against St. George. You let me know what you think. You let me know what you think. Is that murder? So yeah. That's what I'm thinking there. Again, still happy with KL Iro for now, even though the Sharks haven't been playing too amazingly. Do you think Sammy is a decent chance of playing Origin? Sami? Phil Sami? Who's Sami? Who's my captain? I think I will captain Tedesco. I think I'm going to do this. I think this will be my play, hoping that Cleary gets rested. But I could be completely wrong. This is what I'm also thinking, okay? And I know sometimes I overthink these captains, but they are going to know that the Dragons' edges are so bad. And I'm thinking, is this the game that Thomas Jenkins and To'o get a lot of ball, where Dylan Edwards is more of the coordinator and Cleary's just going to be that first passer? That's something I'm thinking. So yeah. Philip Sami, who will be the Queensland wingers? Who will be the Queensland wingers? I don't know. Who could be? Who are the Queensland wingers? Am I crazy? Because Hammer will be centre, right? Selwyn Cobbo, is he a possible chance? Or am I crazy? Who are the general Queensland wingers? Connor. You mean Cobbo? Oh, yeah, but Murray's injured. Holmes is usually centre. He won't play winger. We're going to get cooked in this game. Coates. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm definitely doing 2 trades this week. I'm not going to do the boost. I'm leaning into... I'm just fading Newcastle, okay? It might be dumb, but I really wish... If Latrell wasn't playing, I think the Dolphins players were really good. Now, I'm a bit wary. But looking into it, the problem is if I go like Fermor or someone straight away, I'm kind of locking my 2RF position and hoping that Lukey gets chosen for Origin. And then with Paddy Carrigan, there could be an avenue where there could be an avenue where I trade Manuelo out, Twal comes down, I get an FRF, or there could be an avenue where I get rid of Ford and Carrigan if Ford gets named for the Origin. But again, we have to remember the people that are named on the interchange and the people that are named like on the bench for the Origin teams aren't going to get as much minutes, so they might actually back up. Is Asako a Queenslander? That's what I was thinking. I was like, surely Asako could be a chance. I think Asako could get in the team. I really think Asako could get in the team. I wonder if there's a chance, and tell me if I'm crazy, is there a chance that Kalen Ponga plays on the wing? Yeah, Tapane next week to move. Yeah, correct. Am I crazy for thinking that Kalen Ponga could be on the wing? It's going to be so interesting to see this week. But yeah, that's my play. That's my plan. My big play is to get people that are playing round 12 and round 13. So my teams are Dolphins, Canberra, Warriors, I think are playing round 13, and then Gold Coast and Manly. These are the two. Wait, let me just check round 13. No, so not Gold Coast. Gold Coast aren't playing round 13, but if you look at my round 13, gentlemen, it's looking pretty juicy. It's not looking too bad, so I should be fine in round 13. And honestly, there's still a chance that Tedesco could get picked over Edwards, but I highly doubt that. So, yeah. Do you know what I was thinking we could do? Tell me if you want to do this. I don't know if you guys have plans. Do you guys usually watch the Origin with friends? Maybe we could try and do a Origin watch party. Obviously, I can't play the audio, so I'd have it on like the TV or on my monitor, and we go live on stream. That would be cool. But generally, everyone goes to their mates and stuff, right? I want to... Oh, also, guys, I need your help with something. Please. And I really need you, if you have the ability to comment now, I really would like you to comment something. So I specifically for this season decided not to do a Patreon because I felt it would be rushed. And when I do my Patreon, I really want it to be professional. I want it to be business minded, and I want it to be valuable and helpful to everyone, right? And I know a lot of the other guys do Patreons and stuff, but I really want to come off as someone that, one, can help you be the best super coacher possible, but have as much fun as possible. But like, you guys still feel like you're getting like immense value from it. Is there anything you wish? What are friends? This guy. Is there anything you guys feel that should be in like Patreons that maybe you see or you don't get? Or is there any suggestions you have for like Patreon subscriptions that you like, this would be so cool if someone did this? Because next season is when I'm going to be doing all like my Patreon. I'm going to do merch. I'm going to do like giveaways. I'm going to do competitions. I just don't want to rush it. I want to do it properly. Like, I want to do like proper articles and stuff. Like, I really want to treat it like a bit of a side job and a side hustle for myself. That people are like, man, just go with the guy from Rage Traders. Like, it's so good type thing. Like, obviously I can't compete with people like the SC Playbook who have like 14,000 people on their roster. How to not use all your boosts by round 6. Oh gosh. I don't know if I can help with that unless you give me your login details and I just say, let me control it. I think sticking to Discord and having all that Patreon stuff on Discord, and when you go, move to Patreon. Sticking to Discord. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, something I was really looking at. All right. Let's look at round 12 quickly. All right, let's just talk about quick captaincies this week. It's a pretty simple week for captaincies. You don't need to make a new video for this. I'm not going to touch Hines based on Sharks' performance. Don't really care about that. A South and Dolphins definitely can look at Latrell Mitchell for a vice captaincy play or a captaincy play if you're brave enough. But with the injury, I wouldn't go there. Manly against the West Tigers. I'm not leaning to anyone for this game. I think that's nothing. I think the big game here is Sydney Roosters versus North Queensland. I think this could be a lot of points. No Tamalolo. No Tom Dearden. I'm very scared. And there could be a possibility that Drinky is maybe a trade later on if he doesn't start performing. Based off the injuries, but there could also be a chance that he touches a lot more of the ball, becomes even more of a playmaker because of the Dearden injury, and then just like Liam Sutton, get the ball to Drinky when we do the play and the setups, because Roosters defense, in my opinion, still hasn't been amazing. They just have really good offense. They're kind of like the Houston Rockets of old from the NBA. Gold Coast Newcastle, I mean, everyone's going to load up on either Marzu or Ponga this game, completely understandable. New Zealand Broncos, I wouldn't look at anyone here, to be honest with you. Also, I think Twal could be a bit of a like safe pick if you wanted to go there, but I wouldn't do that. And the biggest one of the week is Panthers, Nathan Cleary. Cows have a couple of wingers on the bench, not sure what that means. Who gets Jewel? Actually don't know. I don't know SC for life. I'm not sure. Does Cooper Bye play round 12? He does. Yes, correct. That's why he's in my team. The reason why I brought Cooper Bye in was because there's obviously a very high chance that Tino will get into the Origin, especially with his recent form. There's also a chance that both Thermal gets into the Origin, but I don't know about that. And I think if that's the case, that just opens up a lot of minutes for Cooper Bye. So that's why I brought Cooper Bye in. Whether it backfires or not, we'll wait and see on that. But yeah, why is Jacko benched? I'm not sure. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. All right, guys, I'm gonna call that the video for today. Again, we're gonna have a video coming out with people we're looking at targeting over the Origin buy period with Supercoach experience. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me as always. Really appreciate it, guys. If you could give a like on the video. Comment if you like, do what you do. Just appreciate you being here. You guys are legends. And I'm going to get this all ready up and set up and sent out for the podcast. So if you want to, okay, I will say this. Sorry, I didn't mention this before. If Horsburgh doesn't get picked for Origin, him and Hosking are most probably auto inserts for my team. Just putting that out there. Over Sasagi. I don't care what Sasagi offers. They're like, yeah, it's going to be insane. Like, there's a high chance, I'm not even joking, that I might trade in 4 to 5 Canberra players and just run with that. I'm dead serious. Like, it's absolutely insane. Canberra have... Wait, do they have a bye, though, in... They have the 18 bye. The Dolphins have the 13 bye, but nothing after that. But boy, oh boy, oh, mate, there's so many... there's so many things I was looking at with Canberra. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Hoskins. Zach Hosking. Zach Hosking. Anyway, take care, guys. I'll speak to you soon. Join the Discord. Oh, by the way, here's the Discord. For those of you that haven't joined and want to join, I'm sorry. I didn't share the link. Silly me. Silly me. Silly me. That is the invite to the Discord. I've just pinned that for you guys. If you want to join in, come on in. If not, completely understandable. Thanks, guys. Take care of yourselves. Good luck with your trades. If you have any boosts left, maybe don't use them. Or maybe use them. Up to you. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Thanks for the support. And get ready. The Origin bye.